Okay, so is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay, so let's start. So we basically saw in the previous class what is CSS, right? Cascading style sheets. We also saw that there are a lot of rules, and among those rules, we have to see which is more suiting based on some predictability. Okay, and then we choose among from a lot of styles. Okay, so one of the rule we choose, and then we implement it. Okay, so today, let's see what is the syntax of a styling. We have seen styling, which we generally use in the tags only. So that is called inline styling. But let's see together that what is exactly the format. So the format is there will be a selector, okay, and there will be a property, and we will write the value name. Okay, here if you notice, if you know about the object, so this is like a object. How we write in the object in the form of these key value pairs. So this property is the key, value is the value, and they are separated with the help of this colon. Okay, so this is the mean syntax. Now our selector can be anything. It can be h1. So here in the h1, if I want that property should be color or font size, everything fine, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if the color and we need blue. So how we will write color and this colon and blue. Okay. So this is the format. Now, these selectors can be anything. I have listed them that they can be simple selectors, combinator selectors, pseudo class selectors, pseudo element selector, and attribute selectors. So today we'll see mostly these simple selectors, and these we will see in the further classes. Okay, so now I am not explaining them, but we'll see as we go further. Okay, talking about the simple selector. So for the simple selector, we have three things. We can either use the name, means the text name directly, or the ID or class. So what is the ID? Basically, let's go and build some HTML first. Okay. So this index.html file I have created. Now here, see, just given the simple heading. Okay. Now let's open it with Fights live server and see what happens. We'll see a heading, right? Hello. Now, if I want to apply styling over here, what will I do? Okay, let it just load. Yeah. So we saw a heading here, right? And the title has gone changed to Day 1 CSS. Now see, first of all, what ID means is it is basically a unique thing. Okay. So let's suppose there are a lot of H1s. Okay. And now I have to choose among from that H1 that please apply the styling to that. Now let me just duplicate a lot of H1 here. So here you can see a lot of H1, right? Hello heading. Now among them, this I want to change. Okay. Only the styling of this fourth means fourth hello I want to change. How will I do? If I try and go use this H1, it will not be fruitful, right? Why? Because all the H1 will be changed, but I want to change only this H1. Now you can imagine, for now this example is rubbish, but just suppose that there is some paragraph also here. Okay, apart with this H1. So this is one a particular blog. Let's say this is about nav bar. This is our section. This is a site, and now we have in the article we have one hello. So I want to change this color. How will I do? I can't use H1, right? This is quite clear, because if I go and use H1 name only, then what happens? All the H1 will be affected. But I want to change only one. So what will I do? I have two options. I can either use class or either selector, or class or ID. Now, why to use ID? ID is basically used when we want to uniquely change. Okay, means that is only the one piece, single piece is there that I want to change. Now here, For example, this fourth hello I said now. So here what I will give id as normal. See what will I what to give. Let's say ID1 I have given. Okay, here this small ID name I have given. So this is how we give ID name. It is again like attributes. We read about attributes, right? It is in the form of key value pairs with this equal mark. Now if I want to change these two hello together, means I want to apply same things. Let's say on the nav bar I want to add something, and all the on the footer also I want to add something, means this header and footer I want to make it similar. Now these two h1 I want similarly. So here if I use id, then I just said that id can be only one piece, means I can't apply id to both of these. So what do I have in this case? I have a class. Okay, so here I can apply that common class, let's say. So this common class name I can give to both of them. Now just understand, if I apply h1, there are basically I want to apply styling. Okay, so if I want to apply styling, I have three choices. Okay, what were those? I can either use name like h1. Okay, I can either go for id. So when I will go for id, when I want to change specifically, now remember that I will not apply this id to anywhere else, means I can't go and apply this id here also. It is wrong. Why? Because this id can be unique, it can be applied to only one element. This is as a whole it is one element, right? So here I come to know that if I wanted to apply for only one thing, for single piece I can apply id. Another option was of class. Okay, so where I can apply class when two or more elements are sharing the same styling. So at that time I can apply these class selector. Okay, now is this clear? When will I use id, when will I use class? Let's see how to apply them. Don't worry. Next thing is we have
Okay.
another selector, which is this a universal selector. Okay, what this universal selector means is that I will apply whenever if I want to apply for this everything. Let's say I want some font size. That I want the font size to be above 20 pixel to all the text which are in the website. So at that time I will use this universal selector. Or if I want some font family means that is specific type of font styles I want. So at that time I can use this universal selector. Universal, as the name says, it will change for everything in the body. Okay, now we have some grouping selectors also. So now let's see some another example. Let me give some HR tag here. It will give a horizontal row. Now I have some H1, I have some P, and both of them are inside div. Now suppose I want to apply styling to this paragraph. Okay, or again let me say I want to apply for this heading means only H1 only. So there are again we saw three options we were having. H1 it failed because I don't want to apply to everyone. Then ID I can use, but I don't want to use ID. Is there something else I can use? Okay, I can give ID also, but still, um, okay. For now, let's suppose I don't want to give this ID or class. What option do I have? Again, I can use the naming in a better way. How? I can use div. Inside div, I want h1. If I write like this, then it means that okay, you want to access h1 which is inside this div. Okay, so this is another way which we call grouping of, means it calls grouping selector. So now here you can see that suppose I want to apply for this h1, for this p, or means let me give another better example. Here, let me say I have H2 also. We have some anchor tag also. It also wants the same styling. Now, apart from this P, I want to give the same styling to H1, H2, and A. Now, one option you can say that why don't you apply a class here or ID here in the div only, so everything inside the div will have the same styling. But I can't do this. Why? Because this P, I don't want this P to have that style. Only these three I want. Okay, so you will say just add classes to all of these three. But here, adding class for a small thing is not a good thing. What I can do is, earlier what I was doing for this H1, I was writing the same code. Okay, same styling. For this H2, individually I can write the same tool. Okay, and how can I write? I can do this div, inside div this H1, inside div this H2. Okay, but this is again not very feasible. Means it is feasible, but both of them are having the same common stylings. So I can remove this. I can do one more thing. I can group them. How I can group them? I can say that div h1, comma, div h2, comma, div p not a. Okay, and apply all these three the same styling. So now earlier what we were doing, we were repeating the stylings, but this time we have to write style only one time, and what all things are sharing the same style are come here, have come here. Okay, so this is it. Another important case is that here, apart from this, let's say in the anchor tag, you want this styling, but apart from styling, you want something else also. So no problem. Whatever are the common styling, just group them. Write the common stylings here. Apart from it, again you can use this div A, and then here, let's say if I want to something color different, then I can change the different stylings here also. Okay, so what I mean is, whatever are the common stylings, group them right in one place. The unique stylings, if you want to give them specifically for that, you can give later also. Here also you can either use some ID or class, that you can do, no problem. Okay, so I hope this grouping is clear why we are doing. So this example I have written here just to show that this H1, H2P all are having the same styling. But I don't want to repeat, means just write them again and again. What I can do is I can just group them and use the stylings in one way. Okay. Now comes this interesting thing, how to add styling. We saw styling like this we can add, but what are the different ways? Earlier, what we saw, one thing that let me just go one by one with this only. We will see external CSS. What does this external CSS mean? So here we have to use this link. Okay, basically, which link? This one. Now let me go in my index.html page. Here, if I want to styling, means see till now. Let me just remove all these classes and ID. Okay, let it be. In the head section, mostly means after title. That's not a compulsory in which order you want. It has not been copied. Just a minute. In this head, I will add one link. Okay, now the link tag we are seeing for the first time. Okay, so you'll see a lot of times means we can use link tag, but mostly when it is used for adding this CSS things. Okay, now in the link tag, if you see, we have this rel attribute. Okay, remember this is an attribute. Rel is an attribute which is saying that it is a style sheet. Okay, if we are adding some other font icons, then at that time this rel will be different. So the rel means basically the relation. What is the relation between your current file and this file which you are linking? So the relation is that it is a style sheet. Okay, now what is the type? So the type is, it will be in the text form slash css. It will be this format. Okay, so this is basically, you have to always write like this when you use CSS files. Okay. Now href, it is again an attribute which says what is the link, means from where should I see. So I will say that just see from this index.css. Okay. So what I am saying that I must be having one index.css file, and from that file just see copy all the CSS. Now for this I will have to make some index.css file also. So I have this index.css file. Now how to use this thing? How to use this index.css file? First of all, okay, let me see something. Let's say I want to apply for this ID. We saw this ID first now. So I want to apply this ID, some classes. So when I use ID, what I have to do, I have to use this hash sign. Okay. And I write the ID name and then this curly braces. Now inside this curly braces, um, I can use, let's say, color or background color. Let me give background color, choose anything, and then just go inside and choose from here. This light shade of blue I want to give. So here, mm, give me a minute. So here, if you see, for this fourth hello, fifth hello, okay, maybe okay. This I would again and again I was saying this fourth hello, so let it be this fourth hello only. So this fourth hello I have given this cute this background color. Okay, it is visible, right? Because it is unique. Now I want to give some styling to this common thing, means this header and footer. Okay, header and footer I'm saying, but let's say this heading and this h1 I want to give some styling. So what I have the name as common style. So how will I apply here? I will use dot. In case of class, I will use dot and write the class name. And again, same thing. Background color, sorry, let's give some dark one. Okay. So now you can see that these two are having the same style till now. Is it clear? How to apply this class by using this dot operator? How to use this styling ID with the help of this hash? Okay, this is one way. And also, I can apply like common thing. I can also apply. I can use the name also. So let me add some name. Let me just give the name to this paragraph. Okay, this P I am giving the name, and let's say I am saying that font size should be large. Okay. So now see, this has gone large. This paragraph also, and at that same time, this paragraph also. Why? Because both are the P tag, and now here we are commonly referencing both of them. Okay, so this is about how you can apply external style. So this time what happens here is you have applied an external source to apply CSS. What is this external source? It is an external file. Okay, now what you can say is, see, I can have a lot of files here. I have this file. Okay, I have randomly written this IDs and classes. So how come this HTML file is able to connect with this CSS file? This is how we should just think about. Okay, so why is it able to connect with it? Because we have used this link tag. Okay, now I already said earlier also that how will this HTML be read? It will be read from top to bottom. So it will read this HTML file first, then it will come to this head tag, then it will come to in this link title. Okay, now there are two options. Okay, we can have. I can either use this styling, means have this link in the head, or I can even use it in the body. Okay, let me see. Still, you are able to see the difference, right? Is it all means still you are able to see the changes, right? Let me make some change here. Hello, I can print a lot of hello, and you can see that still see it is working fine. What I just do, I have added this link sheet in the body. I can even do this. Means actually what we do now, basically when we add JavaScript, we always add in the body. But this HTML means this CSS file we add in the head. So this is a very very frequent question, which even to the free means senior developers, which is being asked that why do we link this head file inside this CSS? Means why do we link it inside this head tag? So I want you to just explore this. Okay, this is your homework. Today you will go and read about why do we use this link tag inside this head. I will explain it tomorrow, but it will be a lot of things, means you will learn a lot of things when you will explore about this thing. Okay, so your question is why I
Okay.
use this link tag inside this head tag. Okay, want to say something?
No, no, all good. Yes.
Okay, okay. So just to read about this. Okay, it's very interesting thing, and the reason is very simple, but it basically runs behind how we load this HTML and CSS files. Okay, now let me. Should I tell or you will explore this?
First, we will explore,
Okay, good.
then you can tell us tomorrow.
Okay, that will be great. So see, we saw one way. What we saw? We saw external styling. External styling, as the name says, that I'm using one external file. So what file I have used? Index.css. Now you can use any kind of file. Okay, means the name can be. It is not compulsory that you have to write index.css only. So you can use any name with the file. But how you need to link it this way? Okay. Now let's see, mean C, please go through these notes or okay. I have added all these things here that what should be the, how it will be. Now here we have another thing which is internal CSS. What is internal CSS? Means inside this head tag, I can use one another tag which is this style tag. Okay. Inside this style tag, I can use all the CSS. Now see, I'm just copying all this CSS here from here, and I'm just commenting this link file so that we will not have any style anymore. See, there is no style, right? Now I'm giving the same kind of styling inside this style tag. Okay, now you will be able to see the same styling again. What happened just now? See, what this was about external styling. External CSS we say. Okay, this is what we call internal styling. Internal why? Because in the same file where we are having these text now, in that file only I am adding the styling. How I am adding? With the help of this style tag inside this head tag. Okay, remember all means inside this head tag we will add this style tag, and the same way the syntax and all will be same. Just like we saw the syntax, right? Let me just go ahead. See, we have one selector, then the property, and this value will be in colon. Similarly, we have these things. See, we have a selector, curly braces, then property, and colon, the value. Okay. So this is quite simple, I guess. This is about the internal styling. Now, there is the third type also. I have just removed this internal CSS also, and now again you can see there is no more styling. What is this third thing? This is about, we come here again and see, we saw external, internal, and that's just inline styling. If you can see, oh, this we have already seen, right? Isn't it? We have already seen this background color. Let me just copy where I want to give in this ID. So for now, this I can keep this ID also. But here, if I want to give specifically to this, why don't I add style here only? Why do I have to go in the head tag also to see which style is applied, or why I have to go in the index.css file? So here, what I will do, I will just apply this CSS. Okay. Now, here, what is the syntax? If we don't use curly braces here, but how we do? We write style equals to, just like we write attributes. Okay. So this is the same way we write here. So now you can see the background color will come here. Sorry. Similarly, for this common class, let me give styling here also. So style equals to, I will give this curly means quotes. Inside the quotes, I will write it. Similarly, for here, style I will write equals to quotes. Inside it, I will write the style. What I want to give in the form of property colon value. Okay. So now again we have the styling. So we saw three methods. Now you will say, why are we even having these three methods? What's the use? There must be some use, right? That's why we have three options. And where we have a lot of options, we have to choose that when to use which one, okay, and which is better. So see, this inline styling is the last one we use. This is used only when explicitly you want to give this, compulsorily you want to give this kind of styling. Okay. Otherwise what happens, in most of the cases we will use external css only. Why external css over internal css? The see, both of them are doing the same thing in the same syntax, but do you want to see a lot of, let's suppose this time we had only these three stylings, okay, three selectors we had, but this css file will be so large, okay, it will have a lot of things. So do you want your in means in what is this file? This is your html file, right? Do you want your html file to be looking so bad like this? We don't want, right? So generally what happens, we don't use it in the head tag only. Why? Just for the simplicity, we generally go for external css, okay. And when I use this external css, what will happen, that I will have all these styling at one place, okay. I can open all these files adjacently, and now see, if I'm working on this html file, I can see that okay, I have applied this class, and see what kind of styling I have applied. But if I'm using again in the head tag only, then I have to go up and see what kind of styling we have given. So this is the case. Another reason is, so you understood, right, that we will use external css. Why? Because it is feasible for us. Not internal, because first of all, for the readability purpose, for the accessibility purpose, it is not better. And this inline css is the last option which we will choose. Why? Because see, it is making our index.html, means our html thing looking so clumsy. If I will use all these styling here, and for now see, I have applied only one style to this header. I can apply, I want color, let me give a comma here, okay. Now color I want to red. See here, you will have this. Similarly, let's say you want something else, this padding margin, we will see later. But for now, just suppose that I want to apply a lot of styling, not only one property, but a lot of properties I want to apply. So in this case what happens, our this tag means it will become so clumsy, it will be so burdened, right? So this is not at all a good choice, never a good choice to use inline css, okay. Another option, which if we don't go for this readability, that is, there is some accessibility. Let me just give you a good play around with this thing, okay. Let's play with this id only, okay. Here we have, let me close it. See, here again I'm just focusing on this id only, okay. And let me just remove all the different stylings. For now you must be seeing only one id, okay. Now here, in place of giving color like this, I'm giving some red color. Red color, where am I giving? In the external style, okay. This yellow color, where am I giving? In the, where? Internal css, okay. And here, let's say in the inline css, I am giving blue color, okay. Now can you guess which color will be visible? See, for the same thing, for this h1 which is having this id1, I have applied in three different places the same style. Here in the external css red, here yellow, in the inline one, or uh, in the internal one yellow, and in the inline one blue. So which color will we see? Any guesses? We will see this inline, you know. See, let's verify. It is blue color, and blue color is of this inline. And let me, for some time, just remove it. Okay. Among these two now, competition in between external CSS and internal CSS. One is this red, one is this yellow. See, it chose yellow. Why? Means it chose internal CSS, right? Now, if I remove it also, means just comment it also. So what will I have? I will have this. Oh, wait a minute. I want to uncomment this. Now I have used this external CSS only. So what will I have? External CSS. Again, let's check it. Among internal and external, internal, right? Among internal, external, and inline, which one? So it is inline. Now, what is this? This is about the preference. This is about the priority. Okay. So, which one we give more priority here? We have seen all these things. Now, talking about the priority, which one has more priority? So, inline has more priority. Okay. After that, internal has more priority. And the least priority is with external CSS. Okay. Is this thing clear? So now, suppose you have written a lot of code for the CSS file in the index.css. Okay, you have given red color and all, but maybe for some reason you don't want this red color. Okay, for this specific thing, or you want to just override this red color. What you can do? Either you can use that common styling in the inline or external. Means, can you understand this part? That if I want to override something, means in the external I gave this red color, but I want to give this yellow color. I don't want this yellow red color. So in place of, maybe let's say it is sharing some selectors, or there is some another reason that I will talk about later, that what can be the reasons. But for example, I want to just change this red color. I don't want this red color, I want this yellow color. So I can go for inline or extra internal CSS. Okay, why? Because they have more priority, and their means styling will be applied in place of this, in comparison to this external CSS. Okay, so this was about the styling. I hope this is quite interesting, and you can already play around with this thing. Okay, apply different styling and then see. Okay, one more thing I want to say, that here if I add this color, let me give this color, Asian blue will be visible. No, let me give this color yellow only, or here I can give something else, let's say green. So let's leave it. Here I can give green. Okay, see what I am trying to do. I have applied common styling in the internal, external, and CSS. For which property? For this background color. Okay, so all will have, means for this particular property there will be a priority run. Okay, they will check which one to be worked. So basically for the means if you talk about this HTML, it will have three options to apply: this one, or this one. So whom it will choose? It will choose inline. But in case I have another property here in the CSS, other properties are not any clashing. There is no clashing with this color. So in this time, this external CSS will be picked. See here, we got yellow color. Even though this, um, so means what I said, that even though here there was a clashing between all these properties, but still which color has been chosen? It is green color. Why? Because this is the only option we had for this thing. Okay, so now see, among this background color, for this external and internal, means let's say there is a dispute between which one, external versus internal. So who will win? This internal. On which part it will win? It will win only on this common property. Now you can't say that since this internal is winning, so it will not apply this color. No, the competition is only for this background color. Okay, other properties will be run as usually. Okay, now, going ahead, we will see other topics now. So, there is one interesting thing. Means now we will see a lot of properties only. Okay. So, just get used to it. This was about how we will add styling. Okay. Is it all clear? Now, let me make some another file so that it can be bit little horseposh. And index one.css file I will make. Now, here again in the HTML, Okay. Now here, let me give some H1 again. Okay. Can you tell me this H1 is block level or inline level? Quick question, guys.
Block level.
How did you tell this? Why block level means? Why do you think so? The answer is right. Go on. Means what did you thought before saying this?
I just like.
See, we just saw in the previous example, right? When we were seeing this, if I was applying the styling to this hello, it was taking the whole width. And who do this? Who takes the whole width? Tell me. Block level, right? If I could have given, let me just go back to the example. And let's say if I have this span here, okay, span is hello.
Yes.
Now, if I give for this span also, where is my index dot CSS? For this span, if I'm giving, it is taking only the small width. Why? Because it is inline element.
Yes.
But this is taking the whole, so it is block level. Okay. So
Block level. Yeah.
nice, it got clear right now. So here, if I talk about this thing, so it is again means whatever styling if I am applying to this H1, just you will come to know that it will get applied to this whole width. Means till this whole width it will get applied. Why? Because it is a block level element. So now I'm just running this open server for this index1.html. Okay. So yeah, we will see this index1.html now. Here, I want to apply border. Okay. How will I do? For this border, um, see, I have a lot of things for this thing, but let me choose this H1 because we are only having one H1, so I can use this H1 selector. It will be quite clear. So now here for this H1, I want to give some border. Okay. So if I want to give border, I can give border style. Okay. Among this border style, if you see, we have a lot of options. See, all these options we are having. We have this dashed. Let me apply this dashed. And let me give some color also so that it can be visible. Some border width I can also give. Okay. So border width, let's say 5 pixel only. And let me give some border color. Let it be black. Okay. Okay, I have not linked this CSS, that's why. See, this border has been applied. Okay. Now, going ahead for this index one. See, so we were having a lot of options. Now, I'm just going to one by one use all these options. Okay. So if I go for it, first I want what I had this dashed. Okay. So how this dashed will look. It will be like this. Now, second thing. Okay, let me just apply all the no leave. I will just apply one by one only. So another is this dotted. Okay, see this dotted it is like this. Another is solid. Okay, so solid is like this. Now, two means you can see here on the notes I have written all these styling. So one by one, what you need to do, you need to just replace and check which kind of styling is this. Okay, so you can check all these things. two important things are there, so that I'm explaining you. Okay, one is this groove. Okay, so now for this groove, if I can explain, it's not. Wait, I'll take some another examples. I'll take a better example. I think I need it. If I can use inset for this. Give me a minute, okay, guys. Let me give some different color to this apart from this black. Okay, now it will be visible. See. Now I'm using this groove, okay. So for this groove, can you see, means it is like it is going inwards. This styling is going inwards. Let me give, is it quite visible to you now? The styling difference.
Yes, it is visible. Yes, visible.
If it is groove, okay, it is fine. Other one is this ridge. Okay. So if I use this ridge, it is like it is coming outwards. Okay, so these are like it is 3D. Basically, I have to play around with this colors only for this thing. Means the background color and all these things. Then only it will be quite good looking for our purpose. See here, like this. Now it is looking good, isn't it? You can see it is coming out. Means it is highlighted. If you see, earlier we were using, so that was like normal 2D image, but this time what we have in the form of this quite 3D figure we can see. Another is this insect. Okay, so this insect, see again, it's like it has been stuck in the wall. Okay, it is in this format. Another is outside. See, it is coming outwards. Like it is a block. Now I can do one thing. Okay. For this H1, I can give hover, border style I can give, inlet, inset, okay. Now, okay, means I will apply for something else. It's not for this H1, it is not applicable. So I will, when I will explain about this buttons now, at that time I will tell that how I can use a lot of stylings. So what happens if I hover over it, it will be different. If I go apart from it, it will be different, right? So you can apply all these styling. Just try to use all these styling once, at least once. Okay, there are some common things like this none, which we mostly use when we want to give a styling, that I don't want any kind of style, or I can say that it is hidden. Okay, but mostly, most common are this solid. Why? Because I will need something. See, here, this is the common style. Now I can change the width. I can even make it 15. So you can see it is a broad border, or I can make it 25, let's say. See, like this. Is it clear now? Means this border thing.
Yes.
For this border, we have different things. Means this border width we have seen, border style we have seen, border color. This is like as the name says. Okay. Another thing is, there's one interesting thing I wanted to tell you. This is what I want you to means just volunteer and then just play around with such kind of things. Now just see what I'm doing. Okay. Now border top style. What I want to give, I want to give dotted. Okay. Control C, Control V, and for this left, let's say I wanted to solid only. The left is solid one. For this downwards, it will look very bad, but let me just take the example. Okay. Now here I want double. Double won't be visible. So dotted, dashed, or so I have given like this. I can give a lot of means for all the sides. I can give different kind of styling. Now, if I just remove this means decrease this width, you can see how it is looking. It's a very funny, funky way, but yeah, you can style it like in a lot of manner. Okay, this is the case. Now, means see all these properties I have shared with you. Another thing which I want to tell you is, let's see the short end. Okay, what do I mean by short end? Okay, one more thing. See here, I have applied. Mm, Let me just again comment this and tell you this one specific part. Let's see. I can apply to all these four parts, right? For this right also I can, if I can. Here what I have done, I have applied this styling to all these things. Okay, all the four parts. But now, if I want to, now it is fine. Okay, now I have applied individually. Okay, but suppose I want to give. Okay, I will explain this in a better example. Let me leave this topic first. But here is some content. Just go and read this once. Okay, once we are clear with this thing. One more thing I wanted to tell you is we have one shorthand. See what happens mostly. We will use a style, we will use width, we will use color. Okay, so this border color is important here. This background color is for related to background. But here mostly we have these three things which we use. So why not I have some shortcut to write these. So the shortcut is first of all you need to write what kind of width you want to give. So first of all you will write some width. Let's say here 10 pixel. 10 pixel will be too large, 2 pixel only. Okay, now which kind of style do I want? So let's say I want solid. And then what color do you want? So I want this black color. Okay, now I can use add this styling like this also. So now here if you see it has overridden all these styles. And what is the style we can see here? We can see this means it is looking very elegant, right? This black border, this title, everything. So this is our one border which we can see here. Okay, so this is the shortcut, and the shortcut is like first of all you have to write width, then style, and then the color. Okay, so you don't have to write these three lines, but in place of these three lines you can do that in one format only. Okay, is it clear guys?
Yes.
Okay, so can I have 10 more minutes means, or I have to end at 10:30 only?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so we are going to see a very very important thing. Okay, now let me just comment all these things. I don't want anything for now. Okay, here I'm creating again h1. For this h1 I want different things. In place of commenting individually, let me comment as a whole. Now for this h1, just see what I am giving. Background color first of all I am giving to this ls blue, and then in the ls blue let me go for some better. Yeah, why is it not wrong? No, here in the H1, if I want this thing, okay, so you can see this background color, okay, only this I have added. Now I want to add something more, okay. Let me just give this border, okay. Now again I'm giving border as 2 pixel solid, and it is black, okay. So this border is visible, right? Now I am giving something, okay, see nicely. Margin, okay, let me add something else also. Okay, so these two headings I have. One more thing, I talked about the universal operator, okay. So universal operator, what we do, okay, let me explain a bit later. So for now you can see this there is some spaces between this heading 1 and heading, means these heading 2s, and between are this head 1, h1, okay. Now I am giving something, okay. I am giving margin as 10 pixel, okay. Let me give it 20 pixel. Yeah. So can you see? Means from all the sides, it has got something, right? Let me give for this H2, which we have used, a border. There's specific border which is 2 pixel solid black. Let me keep it 1 pixel only. I want a small border so that I can know that, see, this is their boundary. Okay, can you see their boundary? Means they have places still here. Before adding this margin, see, this is how it should be, right? There is a already spaces there. For now, let me just do one thing. Okay, don't ask me the reason why I'm doing this, but let me just do this thing. Border 0, padding 0, and margin also 0. So like this. Padding margin, I will just explain what it is, but for now just see that it is like this, okay, earlier. But now if I add margin, to whom I am adding margin? To this blue color heading one, okay. If I add this margin, see the difference, okay. Margin means after the border you can add a lot of spaces, okay. So this is the margin. Now let me talk about padding also. So padding I want to give 5 pixel. For now, just to see one thing, okay? This head hello is edge is touching this border only, right? But just see the magic now. See, it has gone far away. See, it has gone a lot far away, right, from this H1. Earlier, when I was before I was adding padding, how was it? It was like this. It was touching here. There was no space from top also, from bottom also. Okay. But as I add this padding, see here, it has got some space, 30 pixel from here also, 30 pixel, plus already there was some style that was here. See, all these things I have got. Isn't it good? Okay, so today we will see about padding, margin, and border. And this is for means it is the best thing to have learned. Let me this box model. And we call all these things, means padding, margin, border, we call it as box model, okay. So here, see, this border we have in green color, if you can see, we have some content. Let's say this is our hello learners, it is written. Now between this border and this content, if I want to give a space, what I can give, I can give padding. So between this border and content we have something like padding, okay. And after the border, between the next element, who is the next element, these heading 2 and heading, these two headings are our adjacent elements, okay, with this h1. So if I want to give some space between these two, between adjacent items, then I can use this margin, okay. So is this thing clear? One thing, you will get confused that what was margin, what was padding. So for now I just understand that, um what I can say, okay, I'll give this example later, means this remembering thing later when you get really confused. If I will say that now remember, so you won't get confused and you won't value this thing. Okay, so is this thing clear, guys? Padding, margin, border,
Yes.
quite a bit clear what it is. So let me again go there. What we were saying. Now you have to just play around. Now see, I'm changing the heading margin. So where it will get changed? Between the adjacent means among the adjacent elements, I want it will change the spaces. Now padding I am doing 300 pixels. Where it will change? This border and the content. It has got a lot of big, but see this one. Okay, so like this we can have this margin and padding. And remember, make these two your best friends, because you will have to use these two now and then if you are using HTML CSS. Okay, these two are going to be your best friends. So we saw about border, margin and padding. Okay, now there is some, let's only see about this margin for now. Okay, padding I have kept it simply. For this margin we have four things. Okay, again I can use only margin top. So what is margin top? Only from the top it will have some margin. See, from the top only it has this. I have margin right. So only from the right side it will have 100 pixels. Margin left, only from the left it will have some space. Margin bottom, so from the bottom, right? So you can explicitly give all these things. But there is something which is quite good. I want to give margin. Okay, and for this top and bottom I want to give it in one way, but for this left and right I want to give it in another way. Basically what I am saying, suppose I want to give 10 pixels. For now just forget everything what I just said. So just forget. I want this 10 pixels. Okay, where? In the top 10 pixels I want. Then in the right I want 30 pixels. Just try to see the difference. Okay, 30 pixel right. See here, this is more, right? Now I want to 50 pixels in the bottom. 50 pixels in the bottom. And again I'm giving 100 pixels, let's say, in the left. See, I can give only by before what I was doing for margin bottom also, margin top also, but this time this is a shorthand. Okay, what I can give all the four values to this margin. Okay, now do you know clock means how clock just works in the clockwise manner? So we have first top, then it will come to this right, then bottom, then this left. Just like the clock, this margin is having this attributes. See, first of all this 10 pixel is for this top, then how the clock moves to the right, then it moves to bottom and then left. Okay, so this is the shorthand. This is how the shorthand will work. Means you can just remember one thing if you want the shortcut, TRBL. Or just don't think about this shortcut also. Just think about the clock, that top right means right, bottom left. Okay, it won't be ever confusing, because this is the most confusing part. And mostly interviews are asked that what if I apply like this, what if I apply like this, which two will apply. So you just need to remember simple thing. And this specific part which I am just telling you right now, that if I apply four values, three values, two values, it will apply for margin, padding, border, everything. Means whatever we saw, if there is a shorthand for anything, it will apply to all those things only. Now, just see one thing. I am removing this 100 pixels. Okay. There is something. Did you notice this left? Whatever is the difference between this left, that is the same in the right also. So what happens here? If I am applying three values, okay, at this time, what happens? If I am applying three values, then first will be for top, okay. Next, for the means right and left, it will be shared the same thing, and then the third value will be for bottom, okay. Now, just see the difference, okay. For this right and left, I'm adding 300 pixels. you should see the same difference for both right and left. um, Let me just browse it. See, it is the same for right and left, both are having the 300 pixels. Isn't it good? Okay, so what I mean, if I'm giving three values, then first one is for the top, second last one is for the bottom, and this right and left will share the same value which is in between. Another thing which I can do is I can just do this thing. Means only two values I can add. 30 pixel and 40. Now, this time what happens? This is also mostly used. Margin, it will be how it will be. It will be top bottom, means this top bottom will share one thing. Okay. And then this right and left will share the another thing. Now just try to see the difference. I'm adding 100 pixel to top and bottom. So you should see the same thing. See, both I have got the same thing, and this left and right both have got the same space. So why? Because of this shorthand. Means if I give to this two things, it will be like this. Now, if I add only one value, what will happen? It will be for everything, all. Okay, this margin will be for everything, top, right, bottom, left, everything. Okay, so this is what we can see about the shortcuts. Now here how you need to read these notes is, you will go in this margin. Okay, here I have written explicitly, you don't have to remember this thing. Okay, please try to memorize it, because it will be repeated again and again and again. I don't want you to get confused. So here what happens, four values, right, top right means clockwise. Okay, three values means this top and oh wait, here. So if you have these three values, what will happen? Top, right, left will have one, and this bottom will have. Okay, this thing. And two values means top, bottom, first one, left and right, first, second one. Okay, and if I am having only one value, then all of them will share. Okay, so this is about this. Now there is something else which is auto. Okay, so this also I want to just show you. See, if I give 10 pixel and auto, tell me when I give two values, what happens? Two values means this 10 pixel will be in top and bottom, right? Now, two values in top and bottom, and left and right, it will be auto. Hello?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes,
So top,
yes,
yes, middle one is top and bottom, left and right.
yes. No, I'm talking about when I have two
Okay,
values
perfect. Yeah.
only.
So
When
then it will take auto.
no means when I have two values, don't think it as auto. It is let us think that 10 pixel and 5 pixel. At this time, what will happen? This top and bottom will have this 10 pixels, and this right and left will have 5 pixels. Okay.
Okay, got it.
Now, I'm talking about auto. There is something which we can use auto, means it is basically used for this. I have to add some small modification. Let's say if I'm giving the width to this H1 as 500 pixels. Okay. Now, if I see it, see it has got some small width only. Let me remove this margin. Okay. So I have given some specific width. Let me give it 50%. Okay. So it will be better. Like 50% I am giving. So what it will take? It will take 50% of the whole viewport. Okay. Now here, what I want to give, I want to give margin top and bottom. Okay. So I can give explicitly that margin top, margin left, that I can give. But from I want to center this div. Basically, this heading I want to center. And this is, if you search any interview questions, this is the first question which is there. How to center a div, how to horizontally center it. So this is it. What I have done, Here, see, first see the difference what I have done. Two values I have added. Okay, one is this auto, that I will tell you what this auto is doing. Then is this 10 pixels. 10 pixels means from the top and bottom we will see 10 pixels, right? What this auto do is, auto just behaves. See, what this auto is for, auto is for right and left. Okay, now here what we are having, this right and left is having this 50% of the space, right? Now, if I use this auto here, I can give some dimensions 40 pixel that I can give. But if I use this auto, what it will do, whatever is the remaining space for this right and left, that it will divide equally between right and left. And when both of them spaces are divided equally, then automatically our H1 will come in the center. Just check it out. Top and bottom 10 pixels we are able to see from left and right. Among from that 50-50%, it has given 25% to this left, 25% to this right. Okay, so this is the work of this auto. Okay, so we have something like auto. You can read this means in detail, that it is basically used to horizontally center. Now, another thing is, we have some inherit. Okay, inherit means, see, if I have some div, inside div I have some this paragraph, for example. Okay, and here if I write inherit, inherit means how this div will be. Div will be in this format. There will be a div. Okay, and inside this div, suppose there is some p paragraph tag. Okay, so what I am doing, I have applied this margin left to this div. Okay, if I am applying to the parent means the child will also face it, child will also get it. But explicitly I want to say that for this p, inherit, inherit means, as the English word says, get it from the parent. Inherit, just like we inherit property, like, so that's it. If I want to inherit means whatever is there in the parent, that same will be in the child also. So these are some properties. Okay, so we have seen about the margin in detail. What is margin, what four properties we have. Now I am going to give you a homework, and tomorrow just share the screen and show it to me, because I want you to do it compulsorily. Okay, just like we saw
Okay.
all these things. See, I'm commenting everything so that you can get the entire code, and you can just uncomment and try to see that. Just like I have done all these things for margin, the same thing will go for the padding also. Okay, here if I give this padding 3%, 30%, see here, where will this padding be applied? Padding will be applied between border and the content. See here, 30% is between all these things. Okay, now let me give this width. I can give it to original width, means 100% only it will take by default. Okay, now with this padding you have to play. Just try to tell me. Okay, see here, the means you are having all these rules here only, that what will happen when we apply two rules, two values, three values. So just tell me what will happen if I do this thing, 30 pixel and 100 pixels. Where will this 100 pixel be visible? Tell me.
Top and bottom.
100
No,
pixels.
right and
Yes. Right and left will be for this 100 pixels. So here, if you can just visualize how it will be visible, there is some content. Okay. Now, let me just do it. Okay. See, this is, for example, this is our content. Okay. Now, let me add some border. Okay. This is our border. Okay. Now, what will happen if I add padding? Just remember that padding will be applied where? And also, let me add something else. Let's say there are, means, let's say this is the space between other elements also. Okay. So you can see this black one is the this gray one is the means space between your element and the next element. We always have some space. Okay, and this is black one is your content. Now tell me, where will we have padding? Quickly, padding here, after the border, or before the border?
this, like a space between the things, like
Yeah,
between in the white one,
which white one? So after this border
between red and black.
red and black. Yeah, so this is padding. Now there is a shortcut. You got confused for a bit, right? What is padding? Where will this padding
Yes.
be?
Yes.
Okay. So padding, just remember it will be before. See how you write this P and B. Remember. PB, just remember. Padding will be before. Before what? Something is before border, something is after border. Okay. So just remember this PB. Simple shortcut. B means B means before. So it will be before border. Okay. And after border, if I want to add something, what it will be margin. Okay, so this is what we are having as margin, and this is the content, and as a whole this is called as box model. So today you have understood everything. Okay, what you have understood: margin, padding, and border. Now you can go for any kind of styling. Okay, and you can beautify it. Also, I have added everything in detail for this padding also. Means basically everything is for like margin, so you need to just experiment everything for this margin. Okay, so I was here in this question. 30 pixels, you said that 100 pixels will be visible for this left and right. So you visualize there will be a lot of space from this left and right, and only some space, means few space at the top and bottom. Let's see here, a lot of space in left and right, but little space in top and bottom. Let me add 3 pixel only here. See, few distance in the top and bottom, but left and right lot of space. Okay, so this is, and now here if I want to add auto, what will happen? In the top and bottom it will be 3 pixels, but from the left and right, between among from the remaining spaces, it will split between left and right, and it will come in the center. Why it has not done? Should have done this. I'll see about it why it is not working here in the padding. I'll have to see this auto here. Okay, the rest of the thing means is four values you can check out among all these. I mean, same in the padding also you can do all these things. Okay. So today we
Okay.
saw a lot of things. We saw how to add stylings, how to add border. In border also you have to do something. Okay. You have to just try it and apply all these things. Here I have written that thing also, what will happen in the groove. Okay, the effect will be in the 3D grooved border. Okay, so just try and out all these things so that you can be familiar, and whenever you need you can just use them. Okay, and also one more thing, you don't have to remember all these things that border style will have all these things, because this is the first thing we just make mistake, that maybe sometimes what we do, we try to memorize it. Don't need to memorize. Even if you forget, you can just add in the Google that how to add dotted border. It will say that border style dotted you can use. Okay, so like that you have to just memorize all these things, and don't forget to read the notes properly. Okay, so that's it for
Okay,
today.
sure.
We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, and one more question was there, which was, if you remember, why
Yeah, the first one which we need to explore that one.
yes, okay. Okay then. Bye bye.